What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today's video, continuing the Trading Every Player series. Today, we're going to be using the Chicago Bulls. If you guys do not know the way these work, I have to trade every single player on this roster at the current moment before we do start simming year number one. And at no point in time may somebody on the current roster right now return to the team for any point or reason. So, before doing this one, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. It would help me out a ton. If you guys leave a like on this video, that also helps out the video. And as always, feel free to comment any other video ideas down below. Now, the way you guys have been saying you actually prefer this, I get comments both ways. Like, literally every video I do these, sometimes you guys like me to do them with my eyes open. Sometimes you guys like me to go ahead, shut my eyes, not get, a say in what sort of trade I do. So, with this one, we're going to go with my eyes closed, kind of throwing it back to the old way. You guys the majority of you seem to enjoy that a little bit more. So that's what we will be doing with this. If we take a look at this roster, obviously, led by Zach LaVine, Vucevic, Thad Young, marketing. So, I mean, there are obviously some nice young pieces on this team. I would have liked to use Patrick Williams, Kobe White, guys like that, but it's not going to happen today. It's just not going to happen. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and change around some positions, maybe get some overalls up a little bit higher, maybe boost that trade value a little bit before we do start, the first trade. So, I'll see you guys with the first move. So, the first two that we're going to be trading here are Zach LaVine and Thomas Satoransky. I moved Satoransky up to that shooting guard spot. He jumped up 2 overalls. So, my eyes are going to be shut. We will stop this one here in 3, 2, and 1. TJ Warren and Malcolm Brogdon from the Indiana Pacers. Welcome to Chicago. Vucevic. I might be able to include that. If I had a decent amount of trade offers, I'll include them. Yeah, we have 15 offers, so I'll include them. Why not? These are going to be the next two off the board here for us, 3, 2, and 1. And we end up with Kristaps Porzingis and Tim Hardaway Jr. Not a bad deal whatsoever. We're going to do Markkanen probably. We'll also throw in, we'll do Patrick Williams as well. Larry Markkanen, Patrick Williams, maybe get a nice young piece that's not making a ton of money. 3, 2, and 1. PJ Washington and Miles Bridges. Not the best trade, but, I guess I can live with it for now. We're going to go ahead and move Daniel Tice, Kobe White, kind of trying to rattle through these pretty quickly again. Hopefully get some, decent young players on this team. 3, 2, and 1. And Isaiah Stewart, Dennis Smith Jr. from the Detroit Pistons. Not a bad move. Not a bad move. Isaiah Stewart plays very, very well in this game. Develops very well as well. Alfred Gamino, Javonte Green, former Boston Celtic. My old friend Javonte. And nope. Rodney Hood, Stanley Johnson. These are the ones that are less important. Another rule after this is I cannot make any other trades after I trade this entire roster until, the first offseason, that being. Is Rodney Hood on this team? I feel like I'm being dumb. Oh boy. Arcidiacono. Can I do 3? Do I have multiple trade offers? I only have 4 trade offers, so I won't do that. Felicio and Arcidiacono. Man, stop. I mean, it doesn't matter. And then I do need to figure out if Rodney Hood's on this team. I really do need to figure that out. Dean Wade, Garrett Temple going to be my next 2 here. I mean, these are just the smaller trades that don't really matter. They're not going to change the landscape of the video, so I don't care about it as much. Obviously I want to make sure I don't get these guys back on the team. But we'll cross that road when we get there. Denzel Valentine and Troy Brown Jr. I also got to figure out is Rodney Hood on this team, because I'm going to feel really dumb if he is or isn't and I trade him, or if I'm not supposed to or not. Rodney Hood is on the Raptors. I don't know how the hell he got here in Chicago, but he's not on this team. Then now. Fuck. All right, Dylan Windler, and we can't actually take Felicio back. I'm going to go ahead and trade Felicio again. And is Stanley Johnson? I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this. I don't know, some of these guys who just aren't as good. I think Stanley Johnson is here. Nope, he's on the What trade did I do with the Raptors? I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's no way that I did a big trade with the Raptors, right? I have no idea. I think Felicio is the final person. I don't know if Tyler Cook's here. I don't really care. He's never going to play. So we'll stop in 3, 2, and 1. Mike Muscala, actually an upgrade. So that being said, the team is all set. I'm going to change around some positions. I'll see you guys in the rotation. So this is how it's going to look for year number 1 for us here in Chicago. Malcolm Brogdon, Tim Hardaway Jr. I slid him down from the small forward spot to the shooting guard spot. I really didn't have any, want to start Wayne Ellington, so I decided to go ahead, slide Hardaway Jr. down, and he's going to be fine. He's only on a 1-year deal anyways, I think. So, he could be a good sign and trade piece for me eventually. TJ Warren, I'm excited about. I think he's probably the second best player on this team right now. Brogdon definitely makes a good case as well. But that's not really here nor there. We're obviously going to hopefully build around both of them. Miles Bridges is going to be starting for me at the power forward spot. He is listed as a power forward. I decided to go with him over Washington. I think he has a little bit more potential. So, I like him a little bit better there. And then KP, obviously kind of the best player on this team probably right now. Overall wise, he is. I mean, I guess you really can't say for sure. I mean, he's a little flaky sometimes for the Dallas Mavericks in real life. Talk about the Dallas Mavericks, though. At the time I'm recording this, they're up 2-0. They haven't even played Game 3 yet, so who knows what will happen. But We will see. PJ Washington, Isaiah Stewart, Dennis Smith Jr., Wayne Ellington, Rodney Hood is going to be the bench. It sucks. We just don't have any really need for Muscala. I definitely want to develop Isaiah Stewart, so not going to take away minutes from him. So that's how it's going to look here for year number 1. I don't know how this team's going to be, but, hopefully pretty decent. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So unfortunately, it was not a very good first season for us here in Chicago, as we are the last team here in the Eastern Conference. But hey, I mean, this core right here wasn't really doing much, this year anyways, so excited to have a high pick, hopefully, and then, build around somebody in the future. LeBron is your MVP for the Lakers. LaMelo, Chris Boucher, Giannis. I mean, again, these are just very, very similar pretty much every single time. So before we do go ahead and get to the offseason, sim the rest of the playoffs, we will go ahead and check out some numbers. Everybody was pretty solid for us, kind of around what I was expecting. If I am being honest, rebounds went to Porzingis and assists was Brogdon. So we're going to go ahead and sim the 2021 playoffs right now. Let's see what happens. Looks like it's the Timberwolves made it? What? Don't know about that one, Chief. All right, league meetings is going to reject all these. Draft lottery. We'll go ahead and hop in. Hopefully we have a pretty good pick. We're projecting number 3 right now. Let's see what we end up with. And we end up with the 3rd overall pick. All right, that's not bad. I can live with that. I don't love Billy Donovan, but he actually does have some pretty good ratings, so I really don't have a real reason to fire him right now. Come on. No A-trainer's tough. You're fine. I don't really care about my scout that much. All right, so 2 assistant coaches. I will go with my boy Peterson and my boy Otis Newman. Hopefully get both those guys. We can't afford both of them, but let me guess. Can I afford both of them now? Yes, I can. We need a decent assistant GM, so Owen Masters here, and we get both those guys. So cool. Let me figure out what we're going to do with the 3rd overall pick. So this doesn't have much to do with the 3rd overall pick, but I do want to get Michael Porter Jr. He develops unbelievably well in this game. You see him at times even winning most improved players. So I think it'd be huge for us. I mean, obviously TJ Warren's numbers were a little bit better from last season, but I definitely like the age difference a little bit. 5 years younger, making quite a bit less money. Not quite a bit less, but he's making less money. Until we do have to go ahead and give him probably a pretty big contract. So they didn't take TJ Warren straight up. I'll try to include Dylan Windler. I'd like to maybe include like the least amount of picks as possible. Do I have anybody else under contract that I'd really be willing to give you? Not really. That's the tough thing here. I also don't have a ton of... Okay, it just took a second. Michael Porter Jr., welcome to the team. So that kind of, rules out the possibility of us maybe drafting a Jonathan Kuminga, somebody like that at that small forward spot. But shooting guard is definitely still on the table. So let's see who does go 1st and 2nd overall before we do get into our 3rd overall pick. Take a look at the summary. It was Mobley and then Cunningham, kind of who you expect right there. So Jalen Suggs on the board here, but I think my pick is probably going to be Jalen Green. I think he fits the spot well for us. We definitely need a shooting guard. It's definitely our number 1 position. So Jalen Green, welcome to Chicago. Going to be a 78 overall for us, as you just saw right there. Going to hopefully slide into that spot really nicely. Team player options. I'll bring back Rodney Hood. Probably going to trade him and Tyler Cook. I don't even know if Tyler Cook was on this team or not. I don't really care. Dennis Smith Jr. is definitely not getting that $7 million qualifying. If he wants less, I would be happy to bring him back as my backup point guard, but other than that, probably not. So, the starting 5 is kind of all figured out right now. I'm a little hesitant because, Bridges should be a free agent after this offseason, correct? Or after the season, yeah. We do have another year of PJ Washington. I just don't know if I really want either of them, kind of locking up that power forward spot per se. So, might have to make a decision there. I'm definitely going to go ahead and get a 1st-round pick for Rodney Hood right now, and probably Tyler Cook as well. So I'll see you guys after we do that. So I just want to show this just because we're actually getting a really valuable pick. We're getting Oklahoma City's unprotected 1st-round pick next year for Rodney Hood and Tyler Cook. So that's a pretty big trade. Right off the rip, that pick very well could be top 3 next year, and it is unprotected. So I definitely think I'll probably give one more year to the Bridges and Washington combo with that power forward spot. Obviously Isaiah Stewart's kind of locking it down at the backup center spot as well. I kind of want to use him in a starting role, but I also... I do have Porzingis. I could move Porzingis to the power forward spot and then maybe figure something out else, for the rest of this team. But I'm kind of comfortable with it. Brogdon was super solid for us. We take a look at his numbers right here. He was really good. 18, almost 19 points, 5 rebounds, almost 8 assists. I don't really need much more. So I definitely do think this is going to be another 10-man rotation. So we need a backup point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. We don't really have a ton. Or actually, we do have some money. We have $31 million. So I actually could go ahead and go on a little bit of a spending spree. Norman Powell would low-key be pretty good off the bench. I also wouldn't mind Kelly Oubre. A couple years younger, honestly. I'll give him $15.5 million, and we still have $15 million to spend. Derrick Rose, I would love to bring back to Chicago. I think he's probably a little bit old at this point. Screw it. I'll bring back Derrick Rose. I feel like people are going to want to see that. We still have $800,000 and probably mid-level exception. That's a trade exception. And probably mid-level exception in cap space as well. So yeah, we brought Derrick Rose back. Unfortunately, he does regress, but I would like to get him a championship here. I think it would be kind of cool. So, I wouldn't mind another veteran off. It's actually going to let me bring back Tim Hardaway Jr. I did not think the game was going to be nice to me today, but it was. So, really solid bench as well. This is the team. I'll see you guys at the rotation. So, I actually really do like how this team is looking right now. I think we have a very, very solid bench. Probably one of the better benches I've actually had in a long time. But I'm also comfortable with the starting five. We obviously made some pretty big upgrades here, at the shooting guard spot and at the small forward position as well. So, I'm very excited to see what this team can do. Also, unfortunately, Michael Porter Jr., I love you, man. I'm going to probably be removing number 1 off of you because I cannot stand to see Derrick Rose in a Bulls jersey wearing number 13. So, starting 5, Brogdon, Green, Michael Porter Jr., Miles Bridges, and Kristaps Porzingis. Bench, Derrick Rose, P.J. Washington, Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Tim Hardaway Jr. Really, really solid bench. But I'm going to go ahead and start simming year number 1 as soon as I change these numbers around, man, because it just looks weird to me. So I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So we're back into the playoffs here in Chicago, which definitely feels good. We are a 6 seed here in the Eastern Conference, number 11 in the power rankings. I'll take it. I mean, honestly, I would like to be a little bit higher, but I still think this team is pretty young. I think there's still a lot of development to be going on, so I'm comfortable with it. Nikola Jokic is your MVP, Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. How did Utah get the number 2 overall pick? I don't know. Killian Hayes, 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Nick Claxton, Most Improved. Taylor Jenkins, 61 and 21 for the Memphis Grizzlies. So, good for them, honestly, being a 1 seed. So, we are a 6 seed here. We do have Atlanta in the first round. Not a bad first round matchup. If I do have to play a 3 seed, I'm probably preferring them. Porzingis, Brogdon, Bridges, Porter Jr., who I was hoping would be closer, maybe 20 points a game, but I could live with that. I think the real reason this team isn't doing as well, I think we're just really spread out. I think we definitely need to maybe get a 20-plus point per game guy, solidify that spot. So, again, we'll cross that road when we get to the offseason. But, again, I still do have a pretty decent amount of confidence in this team. So, Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Cam Reddish, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu, the starting 5 here for the Atlanta Hawks. Let's see what we can do here in the first round. We beat them in 6, us in Philadelphia here. Tyrese Maxey, Paul George they added. They do this Tobias Harris for Paul George trade quite a bit. It actually happens a lot more than I've been starting to realize it. Actually, okay, we get swept, but it's starting to happen way more than it honestly used to. Denver goes on to win a finals. Nikola Jokic, regular season MVP and finals MVP, as they do beat Philadelphia in 6. So, final offseason right now. I think we're in a really good spot right now. We're going to go ahead and just decline all these pretty much as always. Is there a way? I always, in old 2K, there was a way to turn it off. I've played with pretty much all the settings, and I just seemingly cannot find a way to turn them off. I just can't. So we do have a top 5 pick projected from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very happy we got ahead and made that trade. It goes up to number 2. The number 2 overall pick. I might do something kind of crazy here. I might try to get Amoni Bates. Or I could get Victor Wembanyama. I just can't say his name. Because Amoni Bates is dumb. Not dumb, but he's such a high overall. I could probably play him and Porter Jr. together. Would be crazy height. One at small forward, one at power forward. Or do I want to risk it for Victor? All right, you know what? I think I might actually just draft somebody. Because, I really never draft anybody out of the 2022 draft class. It'd be kind of a fun switch. I mean, unless I get something absolutely crazy for this. It's Jaylen Brown would be cool. I got Jaylen Brown a video a couple days ago. I get De'Aaron Fox way too much. I get Jamal Murray way too much, if I'm being honest. It just sucks because there's a fine line. I think I'm a lot. Ooh. I actually kind of like this trade. I'd prefer not to go with Derrick Rose, though. God, I have to for the money. I do like this trade a lot. I just really don't want to go with Derrick Rose. I want to get D-Rose a championship here, man. I really do. What are some numbers here? I mean, 8 and 13, 25 points a game for D'Angelo Russell. All right, let me try to figure this out a different way. If I don't take Capella and I don't give you Rose, and I have to go with both of them, I'm assuming. Can I actually do this without this? I can definitely get this to go through. Hang on a minute. Come on. Just give it to me. Come on, Minnesota. All right. I'd be willing to do this. D'Angelo Russell, welcome to the team. He's probably going to stay at point guard. I think that probably does mean Brogdon is going to probably be on the move. I mean, again, he had some really solid years for us. I mean, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 8.5 assists is very hard to find. But I think we do have some bigger needs right now, filling out the power forward spot. I don't really love either of these two guys there. Porter Jr. is obviously solid. Jalen Green, I do want to, keep developing. I kind of have this little stigma in my head that I always go ahead and draft these guys, let them play for a year, and then I go ahead and trade them. That being said, we still do have the 2nd overall pick as well, so we're not done making trades, and I'll see you guys with the next move. All right, so I didn't make any more trades. Staff signing right now. Billy Donovan is unfortunately, a free agent, head coach, whatever you want to call him really here. I think I might try to sign Mike D'Antoni. Or do I just go with Silas? I think I'm just actually going to go with Silas. We should be good there. I'm going to go ahead and get an A trainer, Sean Navarro, in here, and then we should be good at those two. Okay, I will now wait on Navarro, and let me guess, can I get him now? Yes, I can. Very, very weird how that works. I missed. Okay, fine, whatever. So we do have the second overall pick. That's definitely not something that we should just skip over. I think whoever we draft might not actually end up starting just because the way I built out this team, but I think we're definitely in a good spot. I think I might try to eventually maybe get some bench pieces for Brogdon. Or I might look to upgrade that power forward spot, once we do go ahead and pick up PJ Washington's team option, and then hopefully re-sign Miles Bridges. So we're going to probably draft somebody here at number 2. Probably, whichever in Victor and Amoni Bates does not go first overall. I kind of want Amoni Bates. Chet Holmgren goes first. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's an 83 overall. I'm pretty sure Amoni Bates is very, very similar, if not even higher of an overall. He's an 85 overall. That's what I'm saying, man. It's just, it's tapped. I need a draft class that's good. That's also kind of one of the main reasons I don't go ahead and draft these guys, a lot, just because this shit happens, and it sucks, and it's unfortunate, but I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt today, I guess. Team player options, Isaiah Stewart, PJ Washington, both coming back. Qualifying Bridges and... Oh, I did not realize Michael Porter Jr. is a free agent. That is very, very big for me. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully get them both back. I'm actually going to probably get Bridges back. I'm going to keep Bridges with the backup power forward, so I will give them the qualifying. That's what I was deciding whether to do or not, because they're both going to get their qualifying offer, because 2K is dumb and doesn't patch things. All right, so we take a look at the bare bones roster right now. I theoretically could maybe move Malcolm Brogdon to shooting guard and just start him there and have Jalen Green come off the bench. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but if I can get a serious upgrade at this power forward spot, I'm probably going to do it with Brogdon. So I'll see you guys if I have a move. So we're taking this deal here with Boston. Hear me out. It is going to work out. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I do not want to go ahead and have to trade Derrick Rose. I do want to get him a championship here. So just wait and hear me out. Malcolm Brogdon, PJ Washington heading to Boston, Jaylen Brown, Jared Butler coming back here to Chicago. So see, the way I'm going to work on this rotation, it's going to be interesting. I think I'm probably going to slide Jaylen Brown down to the back, or down to the starting shooting guard spot. Jalen Green's probably going to come off the bench. Porter Jr. and Amoni Bates are going to have to figure it out. And then I think probably one of the two of them is going to probably start at power forward. I think that's kind of what I had in mind, with what we were going to do here. So I'm pretty sure their overalls both go down. I don't really want to hurt either of their overalls. Yeah, they both do. So I'll just, do it manually. Where the hell is Jaylen Brown? He's going to go down to shooting guard. His overall does go down too. I'm fine with that. It sucks. I mean, his traits don't change, so it's fine. So yeah, he's going to start at shooting guard for me. I think probably Amoni Bates is going to start at... No, I'll go Porter Jr. is going to start at power forward. And then Bridges will be off the bench. So yeah, logjam of a rotation pretty much right now. Almost too much talent on this team. We have Jared Butler as well, but I don't really need him. I mean, he can kind of just chill. So I'll see you guys with the rotation at the start of the third and final year. Okay, I'm going to trade Amoni Bates. He's an 88 overall, and he hasn't played an NBA game yet. Like, I didn't even send an untapped potential or anything. I can't. Like, it's just, I hate it, bro. Like, I hate it. It sucks. Donovan Mitchell, low-key. I'm going to move Brown probably back. I don't know what I want to do. It just sucks, man. Like, why does he have to be a goddamn 88 overall? Like, it's just so dumb. Okay. I know I was going to get offered Damian fucking Lillard. Alright, I think I'm going to take Dame. That would be pretty dumb to pass up. So, where was he? We have to give D'Angelo Russell as well. That kind of sucks, but it is Damian Lillard. So, Dame's going to come in here to Chicago. I guess we're kind of all set now. Aycock's going to be my backup power forward. I would say the team got worse, but I feel like morally I'm kind of happy with the W. I don't really want Bridges starting, but I can kind of put up with it for now. Or I can maybe go ahead and start Green. I don't know. I'm fine with it. I'm going to go ahead and set the rotation. I'll be back. So just like internally for me, I had no want to use an 88 overall rookie. Like, yes, I probably could have got a championship done with the team I had. I don't know. It just would have felt weird, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been something that I really didn't want to do. So I really need a 2022 draft class. If anybody has a good one, I've tried to find all sorts of good ones here on PS5. There's just nothing. There's literally just nothing. So if anybody has one, I am literally begging you, please let me know down below in the comment section. But that being said, I am very excited about this team. We were able to trade for Damian Lillard, which does not happen often for me. It's definitely happened before, but it doesn't happen often. Dame, Jaylen Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Miles Bridges, Kristaps Porzingis, the starting 5 for us here. Bench, Derrick Rose going to be my 6-man still. Jalen Green. I was debating which one of them gets the 6-man spot. I want to get Derrick Rose a championship, and I want to definitely get him significant minutes. So Derrick Rose is going to be my 6-man. Jalen Green, Isaiah Stewart, and then Aycock, who we traded for. Might be the best fucking name I've ever heard in a while. The best Jay Butler in the history of the Chicago Bulls right here, and Jared Butler. So That's the squad we're going with. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final year. So we wrap up year number 3 here. We are a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. Nikola Jokic MVP for the Denver Nuggets. Marcus, he's an 80 overall. It's actually not that bad, but those are some pretty crazy numbers right here. Jalen Smith, 6th man of the year for the Phoenix Suns. Jonathan Isaac. I don't remember the last time I saw one of these videos where Jonathan Isaac didn't win a Defensive Player of the Year award. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a tremendous defensive type caliber player. Definitely, should be in the conversation probably once he returns from his injury for Defensive Player of the Year. But, 3 times in most videos is a little bit excessive in my opinion. Bol most improved in Dallas. Steven Silas, Coach of the Year. We go 60 and 22 on the year and do secure a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, I'm more worried about the playoffs right now. Dame averaged a double-double, just under 21 points, 10.5 assists. Very happy about picking him up. Bridges. Wow. He was great for us. Jaylen Brown, I thought Jaylen Brown, Bridges would kind of swap numbers a little bit, but hell, good for Bridges. Rebounds went to Porzingis, and assist was Dame. So we do have the Miami Heat here in the first round. Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Precious Achiuwa, Bam Adebayo. Jimmy's got his old team here, or one of his old teams anyways. So we do go ahead and sweep them. Cleveland, Garland, Sexton, Okoro, Aaron Gordon, New Jersey there in Cleveland. Interesting. Jared Allen rounds out their starting 5. Can we beat them? Yes, we do. Gentlemen, sweep them. Moving on to the 76ers, who I believe were in the finals last year, but lost to the Denver Nuggets. And we sweep them, and us in Memphis. John Morant, Russell Westbrook. Did he do the $5 million contract thing? Nope, he did not. So, and Kevin Durant's here. Kevin Durant's here as well. Just almost skipped right over him. Russ and KD back on the team, this time in Memphis. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. And we fucking lose. I don't know in what fucking world Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant end up back on the same team again, but, I can't do anything about it. I'm not taking the cheap, dumb way about it and, playing an 88 overall rookie. Could I have won a championship? Maybe. I'm not mad about it, though. I'd rather not win a championship and have this team than win a championship with a probably 92 overall rookie at this point in time. So, that being said, we only have a few more of these. If you guys want to see me do your favorite team, any other teams I haven't done, make sure to comment them down below. Make sure to check out the playlist. Make sure I've done that rebuild before, just so we can go ahead and confirm that I don't have comments on here and then people wondering why I haven't done a certain team even though I did them a month and a half ago. Look at the playlist. It's not that hard. That being said, of course, I'm down for any other video ideas. We're still looking for another series to do after this. So if you guys have any ideas for that, let me know down below in the comments section as well. Other than that much does it for this one. I love you guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.